Welcome to the Lift and Glow Fitness Podcast, the health and fitness podcast for women who want to look great and feel great for good. Whether your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, or you just want to be the healthiest version of yourself, the advice that we share here is going to help you do that by building habits that stick without sucking the fun out of your life. Before we get stuck in today's episode, please make sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes from us. So I thought we could talk a little bit about fitness myths, like specifically exercise. Because there's just so many everywhere, and we've all heard them and probably believed them at some point.
Yeah.
So I think first one that we need to cover is cardio, running, spinning, HIIT, as the way to lose weight.
Yeah. Not going to lose any weight if you've not got your diet in control.
No. There we go. Short and sweet.
Gains are made in the kitchen.
No, but
you can run all you like, but if you're eating more calories than you're burning, you're not going to lose any weight.
I definitely made that
just
mistake.
Be knackered.
Yeah, I used to go to the gym and do sprints thinking that I'd burn like 500 calories and then I'd go home and just nail the chippy.
Yeah.
And I just think it's okay because I
burned it off.
And one of the things that I always used to say is I need to go to the gym because it helps me with like how much that I eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas like we know, if you're actually trying to lose weight, you're going to have to do both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would also say that cardio isn't the best form of exercise for weight loss.
It'll increase your
Because it
hunger.
makes you starving, yeah. Yeah. So you're exerting more, aren't you? So
Definitely hungrier, aren't you? So it's like the step thing as well. If you're doing 20,000 steps a day, you expect to be hungrier.
yeah.
I've had clients who have come from other coaches.
I know
and
that
those
personally.
coaches.
Yeah.
Those coaches gave 20,000 step targets.
20,000?
Yeah, so it was really, really low calories, obviously, and then 20,000 step targets. And I was like, you are like heading straight for burnout.
Yeah.
Like there's no wonder that I got these clients after working with other people because they lost weight and then regained it all and more, and then needed to come to someone who was going to teach them how to sustain it. So I think like you're right, like more cardio, more hunger. I know when I was training for the half marathon, and even now with doing a lot of running,
I was starving yesterday after our run.
Starving. Them long runs, I'm unfillable.
Yeah. I'm hungry today because I've run.
Yeah.
And I know what it is.
It doesn't matter now because I'm not like trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to manage my weight at all. In fact, don't mind gaining weight. So it's like I'm eating to that hunger, but it definitely, and it's not equal, is it? So you could, we don't exercise to burn calories, but you might burn 200, 300 calories, but you're hungry for like 700 more.
Yeah.
So it's never even.
No.
So another myth that I absolutely fucking hate, and you see it all over the place, like influencers on the Explore page, and it's like, do Pilates for long, lean muscles.
Doesn't. I've done it and it doesn't. It gives you a good
it's a
burn.
Good, yeah. I think people
a bit of stretch.
Yeah.
You're not going to grow your
You're not going to you're not going to get
elongate.
Not going to turn 6 foot because you do reformer.
So you can't actually elongate your muscles.
No.
So the like length of your muscles, the kind of like the way that they are, that's genetic. Yeah. Like my muscle literally cannot elongate. I've got small limbs, and so like the muscles are short. It's just like you can't actually elongate your muscles. I think people are confused because everyone's like, well, it's this or this or this, when everything works in a way like for its own reason. So like we do cardio running for heart health, fitness. We lift weights for muscle mass, bone density. And Pilates is really good for balance, stabilization.
It's core,
and
core. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like when I do Pilates, it helps my core, which I know will pass on to all aspects of the gym.
Yeah.
It all forms of exercise are amazing.
They've all got a place.
They've all got a place. But we can't say Pilates creates long lean muscles.
Or it'll give you a 6-pack.
Or it'll give you a 6-pack because it won't. It's like Pilates is for core strength, stability, balance.
It's the same thing, isn't it? With you can do all the Pilates you like, and you might have a really strong core. But again, if you're not controlling your diet, no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
Do you know, like it's
like
still going to be underneath.
Yeah.
You know, you still need to sort your diet out.
I think what people like get really confused about is they'll see this really long, lean, naturally slim woman doing lots of Pilates and they think, oh, it's the Pilates, and think, no, they literally, that's their genetics.
Yeah.
They're long, lean, slim, naturally slim people.
I think
they're the best people to advertise Pilates.
I was going to say, it's always like your Rose Huntington Whiteleys or, you know, all like your model type people who they get on, I don't know, like those whatever brands they are. Yeah. And you think, oh, well, she must do that religiously, so that's why she looks like that. Like, you know, she's a model and she's genetic and that's her like natural
one
form,
of me kind of like pet hates with like I like Pilates, been to it. I do really think it has a place. I think it's amazing for what it does, but stop saying you can build muscle doing it because it doesn't give you the stimulus. You cannot build. No. You will definitely get a burn and a shake in your glutes if you do the right things, but you can't progressively overload in the same way. No. You might build a little bit of glutes if you've just started it and you've never done it.
Beginner gains though, isn't it?
Your potential for gains is so much slower and less than if you went and did heavy weights.
Did a glute kickback.
Yeah. So I think like moral of the story is like there's a place for it all.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And it's not like let's just go all in on this one thing. I would say 3 days a week strength training, 1 cardio, maybe 2. And if you want to do Pilates, do it once a week.
Yeah. I'm doing it as like an active rest. That's what I enjoy. I wouldn't do it as like a pure
nice
form
mix
of
that,
exercise.
isn't it?
And that's why yoga. I do yoga because I do like a flow vinyasa yoga, so it's shaky, it's hard, you're in holds, but that's getting me balance, that's getting me stability, it's also stretching. So I
need to do more yoga.
Yeah, there's a place. It's also great for the mind. Yeah. So there's a place for it all, and like we shouldn't be saying this is like
gonna do this.
Yeah.
It's like those 30-day plank challenges and stuff. Like, over a complete 30 days, that plank challenge is on Instagram. Yeah. I'm going to get a 6-pack. No, you're fucking not. You're still not prioritising your diet.
No. Yeah. And like the same with the like squat challenges as well. Like you can do as many bodyweight squats as you want every single day.
You're not going to get juicy peach.
Yeah. Like you need to lift weights. Like it's just the fastest way to change your body shape. And on that note, you will get bulky if you lift weights. What do we think?
Bullshit. I don't think people know how hard it is to build muscle.
Yeah.
I've been in a build phase now for, oh God, it feels like a lifetime.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
And
I'm literally I'm ticking every box. So I think people think if they're eating loads of protein, they'll automatically gain muscle as well.
That's another one, isn't it? I can't eat protein because I'll gain muscle.
You need a stimulus. So you need a stimulus as well, don't you? The muscle.
It's like people will say to me, like, oh my God, you do CrossFit, so do you not feel like they're bulky all the time? You're not scared? You've got to grow massive quads. And I'm like, no, because I've done it for 6 years now. Yeah, I've got more than what I used to.
Yeah, I have.
But I like that. That's what I've worked for. But I don't consider myself to be bulky.
Work.
Like we all lift heavy in the gym, but we're not bulky people.
It's so interesting because I was so scared of getting bulky. I always had like kind of muscular arms genetically, but also I was a swimmer when I was a kid. Yeah. So I just had these little boulder shoulders. And like, I know, and even now, like everyone's like, your arms. I'm like, honestly, it's genetics. Cause but I think like I was so terrified of getting bulky, and it was because I was like scared of looking like a female bodybuilder and like a, you know, like who takes steroids and stuff like that.
You think like a sumo wrestler, don't you? But you're not,
but then I started properly lifting on my upper body, and I can't say I've obviously developed more muscle on like me back and stuff like that. I can't say there's been much like actual change to my arms.
No.
And it is very, very slow. Like the amount of food you have to eat. So people who are dieting down think that if they lift weights while dieting, they're going to get bigger. When that is not possible.
No, it's not optimal for them
to grow. To actually bulk, don't you?
Yeah. Muscle doesn't come from nowhere. You've got to make sure that if you want to build muscle, so like all the girls who want glutes who are currently eating 1,200 calorie diets, you're never going to fucking get there. You need, if you want to build muscle, it's got to come from somewhere. It's got to come from extra food. You can't just create mass. The reason that we say to people to eat protein and strength train is because we're trying to maintain as much muscle mass as possible, because everyone's goal is to get toned.
Yeah.
But people don't realise
you want to cling onto your muscle and just lose the fat.
But people don't realise toned is muscle.
No. Yeah.
They don't realise.
I actually always remember a client saying to me at the very beginning, I just want to be like you. I don't want loads of muscle. And I was like, I've literally spent years
I do have muscle.
How dare you?
And I remember her saying to me though, she said, I just want to be toned like you. I don't want loads of muscle. And then she's now at the stage where she's got lovely shape in her shoulders and her arms. And she said to me, "You seen the shape in my arms?"
Yeah.
And I said, "You know what that is, don't you?
Muscle.
And she went, "I know."
I love
but
that.
Like
though.
I said, you're going to get muscle and you're going to enjoy it when you get it. But
Yeah.
I've now got to the stage with people where when they say they want to look toned, I don't go, "Oh, well, you do." I'll just sort of go, "Okay.
I know what to do."
Smile and nod.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, and a lot of people don't realise is that actually building muscle can make you look smaller.
Yeah.
Because if you build muscle and lose body fat at the same time, say you did that at maintenance, then overall your body shape will go smaller because the surface area of muscle is smaller than body fat. And that's what happened to me. So like the weight that I am now, I was this weight when I was 18, but I was 2 dress sizes bigger when I was 18 than I am now, because now I'm just like dense muscle, whereas I had no muscle then and it was all body fat. And it was just like, it's just so crazy that it's definitely better. More girls are lifting, more girls are okay with getting muscle, but there's still the odd, no, I don't want to do any upper body because, or like you see girls just sticking to 5 kilos in the gym and because they're scared to build muscle. Like you don't realise how you would feel if you actually got that bit of deficit. You're saying you hate your arms, but you're afraid of building muscle. Yeah. Whereas like that building that muscle will make your arms look smaller, leaner.
Yeah.
And
great shape.
I absolutely love it when people are scared of muscle and then we convert them.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. They come in the gym and like, oh, have you seen the shoulder definition? Or have you seen the glutes?
Or I feel more solid is the one that I get. I feel more solid. And I'm like,
or like when people say, I've seen a line in my arm, like the dense muscle.
Yeah. But it's like that. It's again in the time that the generation that we were brought up in, it was like muscle definitely was like a negative thing. I would say like it was associated with manliness.
But I know now though,
I thought that
even like my mum now, so I'll like show people on my Instagram and go, "Oh, mum, look how like doesn't she look amazing? Oh no, she's got too much muscle." But that's our parents' generations, isn't it?
My mum was the one who made me scared of muscle.
Yeah,
because she was like, "Oh, you don't want to look like that."
My mum always goes like, for example, like we go shopping in Zara. And like a pair of jeans went, "Well, I told you because your bum's gone too big." But she doesn't mean it in like a horrible way. But she's just like, "You keep lifting all these heavy weights. You need to stop lifting all these heavy weights." I'm like, "Oh, shut up!" Like it just does my head in. Yeah, that's what she says every time I go shopping.
It's just because they've just been brought up in a different and like
different era, isn't it?
Yeah, and I honestly think like a strong female body is really feminine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you've created,
it's admirable. Isn't
when I like didn't have a waist, didn't have any glutes, didn't have any shape, and whereas now I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually feel like proper womanly. Like I've created shape and I'm strong as fuck. There's nothing that feels better than that. Like just being able to do stuff in life.
Yeah. I think with me as well, I was as a kid because I was a dancer. So I danced six nights. Well, I've trained 5 days. I competed on a Sunday. And I remember getting held at school because I had big thighs. I had visible abs. I was like, and I used to be called Thunder Thighs. You know, but as a kid, I used to be like, I don't want to look like it was it was a product of what I was doing. I was lean and I was obviously dancing a lot. And then I lost all of that and I just wanted to be skinny because you're conditioned, aren't you, as well? So
if you're in the dancing,
I think if it's ever highlighted to you when you're a kid that you're different, then that sticks with you. So like I had it where people will comment on my arms or like people will comment on my calves.
And you don't want it, and you don't want to draw attention.
So you're trying to get rid of it, or like I remember a lad once said to me, "Oh, you're just proper stumpy, aren't you? Like a brick." Do you know what I mean? And
thanks very much.
Don't say that. That just
sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah. So be careful with what you say to teenage girls,
and especially teenage girls.
I know, but this is why things like I'm really glad we didn't have social media because it would have been even worse for us. Because social media is like scary with some of the stuff.
I used to have to go to school. I was also the ginger kid. I was dead white. And I used to have the leftover tan on from my competition on the Sunday, on the Monday. So I'd have patchy tan on. And to be honest with you, I couldn't see why I stood out. But I used to deliberately, you said before you'd never do PA. I would not do PA. I used to forget my kit on purpose and they used to make me copy out the ancient Olympic Games every week. And I just used to go give us it. Like, do you know what?
I know what I'm doing. I've done it before.
I actually was that I was that annoying girl in school, especially at the start of high school. I thrived in PA.
Oh God!
I just took to everything.
I was just mortified.
Right. So 2 more: spot reduction.
Oh, No.
So if I do 100 crunches a day,
I'm gonna have abs.
I'm gonna lose fat off my belly.
Yeah.
No,
True, not true.
False.
I feel like I'm like a scratch record. So you've just got to sort your diet out.
Yeah.
It is though, isn't it? It's predominant nutrition. People don't realise that.
But also
but there's
genetics, because if your problem area is your hips, most likely that's going to be the last place you lose fat from.
Yeah.
Like genetically, your body is going to store fat there, and doesn't matter how many like side leg raises or, you know,
hip abduction,
whatever it is that you do, it doesn't matter how much you do that. It's going to come off.
Yeah.
Only if you diet, and it'll come off last. Same like arms. Doesn't matter how many bicep curls, tricep extensions you do. It will come off when your body decides.
Everyone's so different. On the same token, like I know if I put on a bit of weight, it goes straight to my belly and my waist because I feel like I don't have much of a waist. But other people will go straight to the bum or the hips or whatever. Like everyone's just so different, aren't they?
Mine's my thighs, and my chest.
I found that because on the side, I haven't got a flat stomach. I never will have. I'm not, even when I'm also really lean.
Yeah, we do.
That bit is there, organs. And I've now come to accept that that's there to protect my organs, isn't it, and stuff.
We need body fat.
Yeah. But I've also realised that for me to get to the point where I am really lean in that area, I look gaunt.
Yeah.
And I'm not prepared to, and I look
you look
old
unhealthy
as well.
Yeah.
Now, the years aren't being kind, so I would rather roll the clock back a couple of years, bit more in the cheeks and a little bit more on the belly. And I've made that, like, I could be leaner.
Yeah.
But I
don't want to be.
Don't want to be.
Yeah. That is exactly the same as me.
And it's a nice feeling.
I could be leaner, but if I lose weight, I lose my bum, and I'm just like, I really want my bum. Yeah. Like, I worked really hard to get glutes. Yeah. And then whenever I lose any weight, so like after Orlando this year, and I did a little 6-week diet, I was like, fuck that. My calories are going back up. I'm eating more. And
I want it back.
Yeah. And I just think, why does it, well, it just needed to tidy things up after like 4 back-to-back holidays. But like, yeah, I think abs are not, they're not the one.
They're not,
they're not a sign of happiness.
I can now get visible, like, so I can get more definition at much heavier weight because I've built a fair bit of muscle.
Oh yeah, because you've got muscle there, so that's like a really good thing. So to me
now, I am more defined even at a heavier weight. Yeah. And I'm happy with that, so I'll take that.
Yeah. And that's like a good thing to think about.
Because that doesn't go off this then.
Don't obsess about your weight. It's body composition that we want to focus on. Yeah. To get toned, to have shape, it's body composition, not being as low as possible. One more, because I remember this vividly. Power plates, them like big vibrating things.
I love them.
Fucking loved
you
the
do
power
all my
plate.
core workouts on them. Yeah.
So what did you I
used to believe that like it vibrated all your muscles, so they were like working really hard and you were gonna lose loads of fat.
It was basically cheating a workout, I would say.
Yeah.
And me and Jan Byrne spoke about this on Instagram the other day, because she was like, do you remember them roller beds as well? Because Cheshire Lions had them too, where you lie on a bed and it like rolls your muscles, and apparently that's like as good as a workout. But basically these power plates, like it's a machine with like
I've seen the machine,
and you'd hold a squat on it or a lunge on it or like a plank.
It's all like
or a side
stuff,
plank. It's all isometric stuff, and it vibrates you. And like,
but what does the vibration do?
Apparently it tenses your muscles, and it's a good workout.
Is that a thing?
I haven't seen them in a long time.
And then my mum had one in the bedroom, but then they got rid of it because she never used it.
Yeah, so that was a fun ride, that one. Yeah. But no, they're a load of shit too, so don't waste your time. I think just lift weights. If you want to change the shape of your body, lift weights. If you want a strong core, and a nice stretch, do Pilates, yoga. And if you want to be physically fit and
heart health,
run, spin, Zumba, do whatever your form of cardio.
Whatever you enjoy.
Yeah, got to enjoy it as well.
Whatever you enjoy.